So, then you get that tightness. But I went in the room, and he was sitting there on the gurney with his arms up like this, and he was alert. He was talking. Now the skin, he's right, the skin was just falling off his arms, and they were white. His chest was bloody red, his knees were bloody, his eyebrows and his hair were all burned off, and his face was red, and he was making comments about how cute he was, so, And so, you don't think that there, and then, 5 minutes later she tells me that she doesn't know if he's going to live, and, but. So anyway, we talked for a minute, and she said that they were going to have to intubate him, which was putting the tube down his throat, because his esophagus would start to swell and he wouldn't be able to breathe. Well, the scary thing about that was, almost exactly a year before that, his older brother had gone in the hospital for just a hernia operation, and he had to go on the, they had to intubate him, and he never could get off of it. He died, and we had sat beside his bed for 10 weeks, and he had suffered so, but his lungs just kept crashing on him, and he could not get off the intubator, so when the ventilator. So, when they told us that, we just kind of stared at each other, and then he said, "It'll be all right, Mom." Well, they asked me if I would leave the room while they did this, and so they laid him down, and I said, "Well, can I pray with him?" And they were so nice. They said, "Yes, of course," and they all just stood back. And I don't know, it's so crazy. You don't know what you're going to do when you're kind of in shock, but he laid down. I'm standing at the foot because he'd been sitting up, and they laid him down. Well, now I'm at his feet, and I didn't walk around and take his face or kiss him or anything. I took a hold of his feet, and I prayed with him. But the only prayer that I had was, "Thank you, God, that you're a healing God." That's all I said. Thank you, God, that you're a healing God. And I walked out, and I didn't hear his voice again for almost 6 weeks. Got a lot of messages through the eyes, but it's amazing how big the eyes can get. But so the doctor took me out in the hall while they were intubating him, and she was talking to me, and she said, if he lives, there will be multiple surgeries, and they'll have to split his skin because he will swell so bad the body won't be able to take it, and so they will slit his skin. And she said there will be months in the hospital, months of rehab, and she kept saying, if he lives. And finally I said, are we talking life or death? And she looked at me like I was an imbecile, and she said, I don't know if your husband will survive. And when she said that, it's like the whole world went crazy. I mean, she was standing there talking to me, but I still distinctly remember she was talking to me, but the wall behind her was just spinning like a racetrack. And, and it was, I don't know, it was crazy. So anyway, I came back in and they wanted me to sign the form, some authorization forms. And when I took the pen to sign the form, I started shaking, just shaking. And that was when Jesus really showed up for the first time that I was aware of. And he showed up and he just spoke. It's like he took hold of my insides and he just steadied me from the inside out. And he said, it'll be okay. And he didn't say, it'll be okay, I'm going to heal him, it'll be okay, he won't suffer, he'll be in heaven. He just said it'll be okay. And I actually forgot that he had said that to me for, it was, I don't know, a week or so into it when we were talking about something. I was like, oh, Jesus said it'll be okay, because you just, there's so much happening, you just can't, But apparently it went into my spirit because it did calm me down a great deal.